Planning to own an ATM machine route? You might want to think twice. Not because you shouldn't do it. It's because there's a real gap between what this looks like from the outside and what it actually costs. And that gap is exactly what this video is for. The pitch sounds like the cleanest version of passive income on this entire channel. No inventory to restock, nothing that spoils, nothing that goes stale. Just a machine and people paying a fee to get their own money out of it. If that sounds familiar, it should. It's basically vending machines, but the product is cash instead of snacks. So is it really that simple? Or is there a reason this business runs on a completely different set of risks than a snack machine ever could? That's what we're figuring out today, and it starts with what's actually sitting inside the box. One quick note before the numbers start. Every figure in this video is real, sourced, and independently checked. But costs and regulations shift by state, city, and sometimes zip code. Treat these as your benchmark, not a quote for your specific address. The first cost, the one that comes in two completely different forms, you're not just buying a machine. You're funding a vault with real cash that has to sit there, doing nothing, until someone withdraws it. The machine itself is the easy part. A new unit runs in the low 2000s. Refurbished machines run 20 to 30% less. The part that surprises first-time owners is the second number, the cash itself. You need to fund the vault with $2,000 to $5,000 in actual currency before the machine can dispense a single dollar to a customer. And that money isn't earning you anything while it sits there. That's not a fee. That's your own money, sitting inside a metal box, earning nothing, until someone else withdraws it and your processor settles the surcharge back to your account. All in, most operators budget $2,500 to $8,000 to get a single machine fully live. Purchased, placed, permitted, and funded. Compare that to a vending machine, and the sticker price looks similar. What's different is what's inside the box while it's sitting there. Compliance is fairly light for this business. An LLC, an EIN, a signed processor agreement, and whatever basic state rules apply to cash businesses in your area. Nothing close to the licensing maze some other businesses on this channel deal with before they ever open the doors. The hidden trap, the one that doesn't exist in almost any other business on this channel, a snack machine that runs empty loses you a sale. A cash machine that runs empty, or gets robbed, is a completely different kind of problem. Running low on inventory in a vending machine costs you a missed sale. Running low on cash in an ATM shuts the machine down entirely, and every hour it's dark is an hour of lost surcharges on a route that was supposed to be earning around the clock. Owners of a handful of machines typically load the cash themselves. It's free, but it's your time, and it means you're the one personally carrying cash between a bank and a machine on a schedule. Larger routes or high-volume locations often bring in an armored car service instead, which runs $150 to $300 a month per stop. Convenient, but it's a real recurring cost that eats directly into the surcharge income, month after month, whether the machine had a busy week or not. And unlike a bag of chips, cash is a target. The entire cash-in-transit industry exists because moving money between a vault and a machine carries real security risk that a case of candy bars simply doesn't. Insurance for that risk is worth budgeting for from day one, not adding after something goes wrong. It's a small, recurring cost that most first-time owners don't think about until the exact moment they need it. Then there's the location agreement. Most host locations take a monthly fee or a cut of the surcharge revenue, the same basic structure as a vending machine's location commission, and it's worth negotiating just as carefully. You'll also need a processor relationship, working through a sponsor bank to plug into the card networks. They handle transaction routing and settle your share to your account. You handle the machine, the location, and the cash. The real engine, the one that separates this from every other route business on this channel, there's no product cost sitting inside that machine, which means the math behind a price increase works differently here than almost anywhere else. So here's the part where this business actually stops looking like vending machines. A vending machine has real product cost in every sale. A candy bar you sell for $2 might have cost you 80 cents. An ATM withdrawal has no product at all. There's nothing inside that machine except cash the customer already owns. The only real cost per transaction is a small, fixed processing fee paid to your network. Everything above that fee, the entire surcharge, is close to pure profit. That means raising your surcharge by $1 doesn't quietly get eaten by higher ingredient costs or bigger portions, the way it would at a restaurant or a car wash. Almost the entire increase drops straight to your bottom line. Location type still matters enormously. 24-hour convenience stores, nightlife venues, and cash-heavy businesses like dispensaries consistently outperform quiet office lobbies. The same location logic that shows up across half the businesses on this channel. Surcharge pricing isn't unlimited, though. Networks and processors set practical ceilings, and a fee that feels excessive for the neighborhood will simply push customers to walk to the next machine instead of paying it. And once you're running more than one machine, the cash logistics get cheaper per machine, not more expensive. One armored car stop covering 3 machines on the same block splits that $150 to $300 monthly cost 3 ways, instead of paying it 3 separate times. The real money in ATM routes. There's no spoilage, no shrinkage from unsold inventory, and almost no cost attached to the product itself. It's vending machine logic with the one ingredient that actually eats margin removed entirely, which is exactly why the cash handling risk exists in its place. Put this next to the vending machine video on this channel, and the comparison writes itself. A vending operator worries about spoiled snacks, expired product, and a location that takes a growing cut as sales improve. An ATM operator never worries about any of that. The only thing inside the machine is money that was never at risk of going bad. What the ATM operator worries about instead is the one risk vending never has to think seriously about: someone trying to steal the box itself. That trade-off is the entire business in one sentence. Simpler economics in exchange for a completely different category of risk sitting inside the machine. Neither trade-off is automatically better. It depends entirely on which kind of headache you'd rather manage: a cooler full of expiring snacks, or a locked box full of cash that someone, somewhere, would love to get into. So let's run the 2 real outcomes. The optimistic case. You secure 2 or 3 genuinely strong locations, a 24-hour convenience store and a busy bar among them. Self-load the cash to avoid armored car fees, and set a surcharge that reflects the convenience you're providing. At 200 to 300 withdrawals a month per machine, and a surcharge around $3, each machine grosses $600 to $900 monthly before the small processing fee. Across 3 well-placed machines, that's a strong side income for the time it takes to service them. The realistic case. You place machines in decent but not great locations, end up needing armored car service because the route is too spread out to self-load efficiently, and negotiate a location split that hands over a meaningful chunk of every transaction. Volume lands closer to 100 to 150 withdrawals a month per machine, grossing $300 to $450 before anything else is subtracted. Once the armored car fee and the locations cut both come out of that, what's left can be thin. Some months barely clearing the armored car bill, others landing somewhere in the range of $50 to $150. On paper, the route looks identical to the optimistic case. Same machine brand, same surcharge sign taped to the front. The difference never shows up until you total the month. Same machines, same surcharge structure. The entire gap comes down to location quality and whether cash logistics were ever built into the plan, or just handled reactively as the route grew. So is it worth it? If you're picturing this as vending machines with less hassle, the hassle didn't disappear. It just changed shape, from spoiled inventory to cash security. What's true is that the underlying economics are cleaner than almost any other route business on this channel, precisely because there's no product cost standing between the surcharge and your profit. For someone willing to treat cash logistics and location quality as seriously as the machine itself, this can be one of the simplest math problems in small business ownership. It rewards a specific kind of discipline, treating a locked box of cash with the same seriousness a jeweler treats a display case, not the way most people treat a vending machine sitting quietly in a break room. For someone expecting to set it and forget it entirely, the machine will remind you it's holding real money, one way or another. Remember this, an ATM doesn't sell anything. It just gets out of the way of a transaction that was always going to happen. Get the location and the cash logistics right, and almost nothing stands between the surcharge and your pocket.